Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
Welcome to the Para Fair today. And today's story is very interesting how no matter where you are in the world, no matter what you're going to do, you can always help someone. In this story, very interesting story, very clever, very insightful how this person helped another person. So let's listen to our story, get back in a few minutes, break it down, talk about it a little bit, and enjoy the story.
An old man lived alone in Minnesota. He wanted to spade his potato garden, but it was very hard work. His only son, who would have helped him, was in prison and he couldn't afford an attorney to get him out. The old man wrote a letter to his son and mentioned his situation. "Dear son, I am feeling pretty bad because it looks like I won't be able to plant my potato garden this year. I hate to miss doing the garden because your mother always loved planting time. I'm just getting too old to be digging up a garden plot. If you were here, all my troubles would be over. I know you would dig the plot for me, if you weren't in prison. Love, Dad." Shortly, the old man received this telegram: "For heaven's sake, Dad, don't dig up the garden. That's where I buried the guns." At 4 a.m. the next morning, a dozen FBI agents and local police officers showed up and dug up the entire garden without finding any guns. Confused, the old man wrote another note to his son telling him what had happened and asked him what to do next. His son's reply was, "Go ahead and plant your potatoes, Dad. It's the best I could do for you, from here." Moral: no matter where you are in the world, if you have decided to do something deep from your heart, you can do it. It is the thought that matters, not where you are or where the person is.
Welcome back from the story. Hopefully you enjoyed the story as much as I did. As I read this story, it cracked me up at the end, how the person who was in jail and the father was kind of mad at the son for being in jail, and how he thought the son couldn't help him. He had to plow his field and he thought he couldn't help him. He thought, well, you're behind bars. What can you do for me? How many times have we went around and we thought, what can that person do for me? I'm better than that person. I think I'm better than that person. I think I can give a lot more than that person can. But you never know what a person can do to help you in any situation whatsoever. That's why you never count out anyone that's around you. I see that a lot of times. We think, well, that person has it together. That person has this. That person has that. And then you go to that person, they can't help you. I see a lot of things, and as I listened to that story and I thought about that story for the last couple of days, how things just happen for certain people that really are confusing. I am convinced that in the days and as things move around and things are going around and around and around, that certain things happen for certain people. And we know that sometimes we want to help people but we can't. It's just physically impossible to help certain people. So we have to figure out a different way to get it done. I'm always intrigued by people who have a system in place and they know if one way doesn't work, they have something else they could do. I like the fact that he knew that the people were listening to his conversations that were going out from the prison. He just knew what was going on. So as I watch people and as I look at certain people, I'm just amazed how some people are just so clever in how to figure out things. I love watching movies. One of the movies I like watching movies that have a twist at the end. Something that's not predictable, something that's going to get me to think, wow, I wasn't expecting that to come up. And as I read that story, I was like, wow, that's pretty unique. I like that. I really do like that. How you were thinking. A lot of us really don't want to think. We want everything done for us. We want everything that happened for us. We don't want to think our way through the situation. We don't want to think, what can we do to make the situation? Well, how can I do this? I can't be there, but what can I do? As I watch this podcast grow and grow and grow, I'm thinking to myself, maybe you're helping someone way across the world. As I look at the numbers that are coming in, as I look at how I am, maybe this one person DM'd me this weekend and they just asked me, hey, how are you doing? I said, I'm good. And they said, thank you for encouraging me out there. I'm going through some stuff right now. I'm going through a lot. Thank you for encouraging me and making me better. And I said, no problem. And I said, but I asked myself, I'm not really there. I'm not doing anything. I'm just talking into a microphone. I'm just speaking positivity out there. Things I'm going through. Hopefully people can relate to. Because there's always options out there. There's so many options of getting better out there that I don't know. I'm learning each day. Each day that I'm granted to be here, I'm thinking, okay, how do you solve this problem? I have a problem right now with this one little particular machine that I have. But that's okay. I didn't do it that way. What's another way I could do it? And I'm just looking around, scrambling around. Eventually I'll find the answer. It just takes time. But a lot of it's just having a lot of patience too. Having patience and knowing the situation. A lot of us don't know the situations all the time. A lot of us just want to sit there and, as you heard the father in that letter, you just want to start saying, you know what? Just blaming everyone. Well, if you were here, this wouldn't happen. If this and this and this and that. Always pointing fingers, blaming someone. Instead of thinking, there's got to be a creative way. There's got to be a way to make things better. As I watch myself and I watch other people who go through life, the ones who are passionate about solving problems, they don't seem to worry about things too much. The ones who are really, really just don't understand too much, they're going to struggle. They're going to continue to struggle day after day. And as I watch myself and I watch certain things that are going on around me, today I was pulling out my driveway and I saw this car come around the corner and I saw it just stalled right in the middle of the road. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, maybe there's a test for you. Are you going to get out your car and see if the person's okay? Or are you going to just let them struggle? So I looked and I didn't pull off this yet. I just waited and waited. And I gave that person that look. I looked around the corner. I said, well, if you need me, I'm right here. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm running late. I'm running late for my own job. And then I'm going to be extra late because this person needs a hand. I said, it's a test. But eventually the car that the person was driving stalled out. It restarted and the person was on his way. And I was like, wow. But imagine you to pull away and the car would have been there when you came back from work. Because it was a test of, are you going to wait or are you going to go? I said, I didn't do anything, but maybe just the mere fact that the person knew that you were there helped the situation a lot better. A lot of times I hear this all the time is, I need a support system. I need people who are going to support me because I'm going through it and I can't do it by myself. I understand that. And the thing that a lot of us are missing is we don't have that support system around us. We don't have people who are going to build you up and constantly tell you great things and help you out of your situations. Sometimes, to be honest with you, we tend to burn down our support system. What I mean by that is we seem to, when it's really not that important, we seem to really, just use people up over and over again. And then when it happens, when we really do have a problem, they're nowhere to be found. And that's what happens a lot. I can think of the numerous of times that I've been going through things and I depended on certain people to come through for me. They didn't. Then I thought about, because I thought that they had the answer. I was dealing with something this weekend. I needed some help. And it's very rare that I need certain help with certain things. But as I thought about it and I asked that person to help me, there were no need to be found. They're nowhere to be found. But they want all this support, but they don't want to give me support. So eventually I figured it out myself. And then I said, okay. I said, next time they call, just give them all the support you can give. Because you have to be a bigger person than say, just turn your back. They're going to need you more than you're going to need them. But I said, be clever about it. Be clever about how you're going to support that person. And I like the fact that in this story, what stood out to me was how the person didn't really have to do much. Just a mere few words, and people jumped on an opportunity they didn't know what they were doing. The FBI agents in the police department, they were so intrigued by trying to find these guns. They dug up the backyard. They dug up certain things. And you're going to have people do things for you, and you're not going to have to lift a finger. But if you're a joke and you are a jerk and you play with people all the time, it's going to be very hard for you to find someone who's going to help you. So as we talk about things and how things are really kind of confusing to me about this story, as I think about the person who was in jail, how did that person get there? Has he always been, if he's that clever to get people to do things for him, maybe that's part of the problem. Sometimes people are just too smart for their own good. And as I watch myself and I think to myself, sometimes I gotta realize it's nice to be clever, but it's also nice to, have people who are going to help you. And as I think about this podcast, and I've had so much help and I've watched so many different types of things, training to get better with this podcast. And as I do this podcast, I can't take credit for myself. There's people I've watched and mentored me over and over again about this podcast. So I have to give them a lot of credit. I can't just sit there and say I did it by myself. I get more Instagram users every day. It's not me. It's the content that's going out there. Maybe one person tells another person tells another person. But that's how it goes sometimes. You keep pushing yourself. You're going to get more and more breaks. But if you don't continue pushing yourself, don't look for things. If you don't want to work hard, don't look for good breaks. Don't look for people to do things for you. I have people all the time that really want to help me get better. And to be honest with you, sometimes the help is just too much. But I have to understand that I can't do it all by myself sometimes. But I got to keep working, keep getting better, and be clever. Not use people to get an advantage, but use them in a way that they get something out of it, you get something out of it. Very important that as we listen and we talk to each other and we really want to do better, we have to understand that we are in control of a lot of things out there. Sometimes we think that that person across the world doesn't matter. I looked at this one person, I think Hungary, or I got a listener in Hungary. I'd never been to that place before. And I'm thinking, why? How am I helping that person? They speak a different language, but why are they listening to me? I said, must be doing something right. I don't know. Maybe I'm helping out of the situation. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting that one little tip that's going to get them to the next level, because people have given me many, many tips to get myself together. And I got to be grateful to those people. So as I wrap this up and I think about all the things that people have done for me, and a lot of them, they haven't lifted a finger, just sitting down and talking to me. And one thing that yesterday, as we were leaving a gathering, we sat down with this one family. We went to a restaurant and we sat there and we ate, we had fun, we talked. And then the waitress, she kept coming over, you guys okay? I said, yeah, we're great. We're just having a good time, catching up and talking about things. And she's like, yeah, you guys, I said, oh, we're in the way. She goes, no, you're fine. But as we sit there and we talk and we do things, a lot of times just sitting and listening to people, you can learn so much more face to face. They know that you are the real deal. So as you take time out in your day today, and as you think about people who can help you, think about that again. You can learn a lot from a lot of different people. And I didn't learn that lesson for a long time. I thought if you had this, and this, that's the only people you could learn from. So untrue. You can learn from a lot of different people. Just give them the opportunity. And I want to thank you again for stopping by the Para Fair today and listening to me. And hopefully our story and the words of encouragement have made your day. I know it's made my day. I just love, be honest with you, turn on this microphone and recorder every day, or when I get a chance, it makes me feel a lot better. There's a lot in me that I think I need to say. And as we get bigger and better, and as you guys out there, you guys and women and whoever gets bigger and better, remember, you got to stay positive. Being negative is great for some people, but it's not the answer to all. Okay. So I want to thank you again for stopping by the Pear Fair, and continue spreading the word and sharing it with your friends, and continue following us on Instagram, where we're getting closer and closer to our goals, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
This week's episode has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.